That brings me to Andy Boshi.
Andy is coming down from the stairs. He'll be escorted in.
Okay. He's going to be here in just a minute. He was in one of the other rooms. Hello, Mr. Boshi. You have 4 minutes whenever you begin.
Good evening, Madam Chair. My name is Andy Boche. I'm 20 years old and I'm transgender. You might recognize my last name. I'm speaking to you tonight to urge you to do everything in your power to protect the safety and dignity of transgender students in the Ottawa-Carleton District School Board, particularly considering recent political events. I'd first like to share with you all that in order to speak to you this evening, I've had to make arrangements to keep myself safe. And I owe immense gratitude and thanks to the individuals who have volunteered to come here with me and ensure my safety. Before I go any further, I would like to state that the fact I must come in here and defend my fellow trans siblings' right to exist in public is abhorrent. And it should not be my or any other trans person's job to come in here and denounce bigoted and hateful ideologies attempting to override the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Recently, there have been board meeting disruptions and threats made against board members regarding the issues surrounding my community. Particularly the rights of transgender students to use the restroom corresponding to their gender identity, the rights of transgender students to explore, the rights of transgender students accessing same gender spaces, and the right to a safe, secure space where they can explore their own identities free of judgment. This speaks to a rising tide of hatred against the trans community. Most recently, several US states are moving towards banning transgender children from sports, and many have moved to restrict or outright ban transgender healthcare. This is terrifying, and even more terrifying to see similar rhetoric coming from my own country and people I used to consider my own family. According to the Williams Institute out of UCLA, transgender people are over 4 times more likely to face violent crime than any of their cisgender peers. From 2017 to 2018, transgender people faced 86.2 victimizations for every 1,000 transgender people versus 21.7 victimizations for every 1,000 cisgender people. When hearing these statistics, please keep in mind that transgender people make up less than 1% of the global population. This was 6 years ago, and it has only gotten worse. With growing frequency, we are seeing attacks on the rights of transgender people as a whole. We are called groomers, predators, and violent. We are accused of mutilating children and endangering women. All of this simply for existing and living our lives as anyone else would. My generation was among the first to be raised on the internet, and I can assure you, your queer and gender diverse students have seen the vitriol aimed at them. They're scared, and it is our job to make them know that we can do better. Schools are a place where students deserve to be safe. Students should be able to focus on learning and engaging productively with their peers. They should not have to worry about whether or not they'll be allowed to use the bathroom corresponding to their gender identity or about bigotry from staff or other students. And they should always know that trustees are working to keep them safe. Teachers and administrative staff need to be aware of the issues their minority students face, and they need to be trained and educated on how to handle situations in which one of their students has been victimized simply for being their authentic self. I urge any board members who have not already done so to please do your research into what the so-called gender critical movement is aiming to accomplish. I urge you to establish a professional code of conduct for any person attempting to run for a trustee position. This code of conduct must extend to online behavior. No trustee candidate should be allowed to share confidential school meeting details with the public, discuss the genitals of students on public social media platforms, and under absolutely no circumstances should ever be allowed to espouse hate speech against a protected class. We must make sure the safety and dignity of students is protected. It's our duty to make sure that from the second they step foot on school grounds to the moment they step off the graduation stage, students feel safe, respected, and dignified. It is our duty to educate our children and teenagers on societal issues. And most importantly, it is our duty to protect kids from bigotry and bigoted ideology. On a more personal note, gender affirming care saved my life. I would not be here today if it were not for the amazing team at CHIO, and if not for the kind, supportive friends and family in my life. To any transgender or gender diverse students listening this evening, I hear you, I see you, and I will fight for your right to be who you are, no matter what. Thank you.